Imagine living on a tiny island where land is so scarce. Every inch counts. Now, imagine that this island, packed with people and skyscrapers, generates mountains of trash daily. This is Singapore, a nation known for its stunning skyline and impeccable cleanliness. But behind this facade, Singapore faced a trash problem so massive, it threatened the very land the city-state was built on. Yet, Singapore turned this challenge into a triumph, using technology, innovation, and sheer determination. How did they do it? Get ready to dive into the incredible story of how Singapore fixed its big trash problem. Welcome to the AI Lib. Let's set the stage. Every year, the world produces over 2 billion tons of trash. That's more than 800,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools filled to the brim with waste. But here's the kicker. By 2050, that number is expected to soar to 3.4 billion tons. We're talking about a literal mountain of garbage that no number of landfills or recycling programs can keep up with. This isn't just an abstract global issue. It's a real crisis that's unfolding in cities across the planet. Many countries, especially those with large populations, face severe challenges in managing waste. Open dumps, burning piles of garbage, and overflowing landfills are all too common. These practices not only pollute the environment, but also pose serious health risks. For instance, open dumps are breeding grounds for diseases, and burning waste releases toxic fumes that contribute to air pollution and climate change. Now, let's zoom in on Singapore, a tiny island nation with nearly 8,000 people packed into each square kilometer. To put that in perspective, Singapore is 17 times denser than India and 200 times denser than the US. This kind of population density means that every inch of land is precious. And the last thing Singapore can afford is a waste management system that requires sprawling landfills. But as Singapore's population and economy grew, so did its waste problem. Between 1970 and 2016, the amount of solid waste disposed of in Singapore increased nearly sevenfold. By 2019, the country was generating 7 million tons of waste annually, more than half of which was recycled. Despite the high recycling rates, the sheer volume of waste posed a significant challenge. Singapore's unique challenge was this. How do you manage the waste of 5.6 million people on an island that's only about 50 kilometers wide and 27 kilometers long? Traditional solutions like large landfills were off the table because Singapore simply didn't have the space. The nation needed a waste management strategy that was not only effective, but also incredibly efficient in terms of space and resources. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Without a radical solution, Singapore risked drowning in its own trash. But instead of letting the problem pile up, literally, the nation decided to tackle it head-on with a combination of cutting-edge technology, innovative policies, and a commitment to sustainability. Picture this. Every day, 600 trucks rumble through Singapore's streets, loaded with waste from households, businesses, and industries. Their destination? The Tuas South Incineration Plant, Singapore's largest waste-to-energy facility. Here, trash is more than just trash, it's fuel. Singapore's journey into waste-to-energy incineration began as a practical response to its growing waste problem. By the 1970s, it was clear that traditional landfills weren't going to cut it. The island was simply too small to accommodate the increasing amounts of waste. What Singapore needed was a way to significantly reduce the volume of trash while also making use of it. Enter incineration. But this isn't your typical bonfire. The process starts with the waste being dumped into a massive bunker, where cranes equipped with powerful claws grab the trash and feed it into the incinerator. Inside the furnace, temperatures soar to between 850 and 1,000 degrees Celsius. At these extreme temperatures, waste is reduced to ash, about 90% of its original volume. This dramatic reduction in volume is crucial in a land-scarce country like Singapore. But the benefits of incineration don't stop there. As the waste burns, it releases energy in the form of heat, which is then used to produce steam. This steam drives turbine generators that produce electricity. In fact, the 4 waste-to-energy plants in Singapore, including Tuas South, generate about 2 to 3% of the nation's electricity. It's not a huge percentage, but it's a significant contribution from what would otherwise be a useless pile of trash. The process is not just about reducing the volume of waste. It's also about ensuring that the byproducts of incineration are managed in an environmentally friendly way. For instance, pollutants produced during incineration are carefully treated before being released into the atmosphere. This ensures that the air around these plants remains clean and safe to breathe. But what about the ash that's left behind after incineration? This too has a purpose. The ash, which contains both ferrous and non-ferrous metals, is transported to a facility where these metals are recovered and recycled. The remaining ash is then taken to Singapore's only landfill, Semakau landfill. But even here, Singapore's approach is innovative. Instead of dumping the ash directly onto land, it is carefully deposited into designated cells within a rock-lined lagoon, ensuring that the surrounding sea remains uncontaminated. Waste-to-energy incineration has proven to be a game-changer for Singapore. Not only has it drastically reduced the amount of waste that ends up in landfills, but it has also turned waste into a source of energy, contributing to the country's electricity needs. It's a perfect example of how a problem can be transformed into a resource with the right technology and approach. However, as effective as incineration is, it's not a silver bullet. The ash still needs to go somewhere, and landfills, no matter how well designed, are not a long-term solution. In the next section, we'll explore how Singapore is pushing the boundaries of waste management even further by rethinking what waste is and how it can be reused. Introducing the concept of a circular economy. Imagine a world where trash isn't just something to be thrown away, but a resource to be used, reused, and even transformed. In Singapore, this vision is becoming a reality through the concept of a circular economy, a system designed to minimize waste and make the most of resources. In essence, it's about keeping materials in use for as long as possible and extracting the maximum value from them. One of the most innovative examples of this approach is Singapore's initiative to recycle incineration bottom ash into a new material known as NEWSand. This isn't your typical sand. It's a product that's being used in construction projects across the country. From footpaths to benches, NEWSand is helping to build Singapore's future while reducing the need for new raw materials. The creation of NEWSand is part of a broader strategy to reduce the amount of waste that ends up in landfills. With Semakau landfill expected to reach full capacity by 2035, the urgency to find alternative solutions is clear. By turning ash into a usable resource, Singapore is extending the life of its landfill and reducing its reliance on importing construction materials. But Singapore's circular economy doesn't stop with ash. The country is also focused on increasing its recycling rates, particularly for food waste, which makes up a significant portion of the waste stream. In 2019, Singapore introduced a mandatory food waste segregation program for large food waste generators, such as hotels and malls. This initiative is designed to ensure that food waste is separated from other types of waste at the source, making it easier to recycle. Once segregated, food waste can be processed into useful products like biogas and compost. For example, the Ulu Pandan Water Reclamation Plant is using anaerobic digestion to convert food waste into biogas, which can then be used to generate electricity. This not only reduces the amount of waste that needs to be incinerated or sent to landfill, but also provides a renewable source of energy. Singapore's commitment to a circular economy is also evident in its efforts to reduce plastic waste. While plastic makes up only 12% of the country's total waste, it's a significant environmental concern due to its long decomposition time and the pollution it causes. To tackle this, Singapore is exploring various strategies, including the development of advanced recycling technologies that can break down plastics into their original components, allowing them to be reused in new products. Additionally, Singapore is promoting the use of sustainable packaging and encouraging businesses to adopt more environmentally friendly practices. For instance, the government has introduced incentives for companies that reduce their use of single-use plastics and has launched public awareness campaigns to educate citizens about the importance of reducing plastic waste. The shift towards a circular economy is not just about technology. It's also about changing mindsets. Singapore's Zero Waste Master Plan, launched in 2019, outlines a comprehensive approach to waste management that involves everyone, from government agencies to businesses to individual citizens. The goal is to reduce the amount of waste sent to chemical landfill by 30% by 2030 and to achieve a recycling rate of 70%. This transformation is no small feat. It requires a collective effort and a willingness to rethink the way we produce, consume, and dispose of materials. But if Singapore's track record is anything to go by, the country is well on its way to achieving these ambitious goals. In Singapore, technology isn't just a tool. It's the backbone of their waste management strategy. Imagine a city where bins tell you when they're full, trucks take optimized routes to reduce emissions, and waste sorting is automated with precision. Welcome to Singapore's smart waste management system, where cutting-edge tech meets environmental responsibility. At the heart of this system are smart bins, equipped with sensors that monitor fill levels in real time. These bins aren't just passive containers. They actively communicate with waste collection teams, sending alerts when they need to be emptied. This ensures that waste is collected efficiently, preventing overflows and reducing the frequency of collections, which in turn lowers fuel consumption and emissions from waste trucks. But the tech doesn't stop at the bins. Singapore has invested in sophisticated waste-to-energy plants, like the upcoming Tuas Nexus. This facility is set to be a world first, integrating waste and water treatment processes to maximize efficiency. Tuas Nexus will not only incinerate waste to generate electricity, but will also treat wastewater, with the energy produced being used to power the treatment process. This closed-loop system is a perfect example of how Singapore is pushing the boundaries of what's possible in waste management. Moreover, Singapore is exploring advanced recycling technologies, such as chemical recycling for plastics. Unlike traditional mechanical recycling, which degrades plastic over time, chemical recycling breaks down plastics into their original components. This allows them to be reused indefinitely, creating a truly circular economy for materials that are notoriously difficult to recycle. These innovations are part of Singapore's broader Smart Nation initiative, which aims to integrate digital technology into every aspect of life, including waste management. By leveraging data analytics, AI, and IoT, Internet of Things, devices, Singapore is creating a waste management system that's not just reactive but proactive, anticipating issues before they arise and ensuring that resources are used as efficiently as possible. But while technology is a powerful tool, it's only as effective as the people who use it. This brings us to the next crucial element of Singapore's success: its strong policy framework and the role of government in driving sustainable practices. Let's face it, all the technology in the world won't make a difference if the policies aren't in place to support it. Singapore's government recognized this early on and has been a driving force behind the country's waste management success. Their approach? A combination of strict regulations, innovative incentives, and public education campaigns designed to foster a culture of sustainability. One of the cornerstones of Singapore's policy framework is the Zero Waste Master Plan, launched in 2019. This ambitious plan outlines Singapore's goal to reduce the amount of waste sent to chemical landfill by 30% by 2030. To achieve this, the government has implemented a range of measures, from mandatory recycling programs to extended producer responsibility schemes. For example, in 2020, Singapore introduced the Resource Sustainability Act, which mandates large companies to segregate and recycle their food waste, e-waste, and packaging waste. This law places the onus on producers to manage the entire life cycle of their products, ensuring that waste is minimized from the start. The government has also introduced the National Recycling Program, which provides convenient access to recycling services for all households. Under this program, every residential estate is equipped with recycling bins and regular collection services are provided. To encourage participation, the government runs public education campaigns, using everything from social media to school programs to promote recycling. Another key policy is the imposition of a landfill tax. This tax makes it more expensive to dispose of waste in landfills, thereby incentivizing companies and individuals to reduce their waste and increase recycling. The revenue generated from this tax is then reinvested into waste management infrastructure and sustainability initiatives. But perhaps the most critical aspect of Singapore's policy approach is its adaptability. The government regularly reviews and updates its waste management policies to ensure they remain effective in the face of changing conditions. This flexibility has allowed Singapore to stay ahead of the curve and continuously improve its waste management system. However, policies alone can't change behavior. That's why public engagement and education are integral to Singapore's waste management strategy. In the next section, we'll explore how Singapore is fostering a culture of sustainability among its citizens and businesses. In Singapore, waste management isn't just the government's responsibility, it's everyone's. From school children to CEOs, every Singaporean is encouraged to play a role in reducing waste and promoting sustainability. This collective effort is key to the country's success, and it starts with education. Singapore's approach to public engagement is both comprehensive and creative. It begins in schools, where environmental education is woven into the curriculum from a young age. Students learn about the importance of reducing, reusing, and recycling, and are encouraged to participate in eco-friendly activities such as waste audits and recycling drives. This early exposure helps to instill sustainable habits that carry into adulthood. For adults, the government runs a variety of public awareness campaigns, such as the Say Yes to Waste Less initiative. This campaign encourages individuals to make small, everyday changes, like bringing their own bags to the store or refusing single-use plastics, that collectively have a big impact. These campaigns are supported by partnerships with businesses, which promote sustainable practices among their customers and employees. Businesses in Singapore are also stepping up. Many have adopted green practices, such as using sustainable materials, reducing packaging, and implementing recycling programs in the workplace. The government supports these efforts through initiatives like the Singapore Green Label Scheme, which certifies products that meet high environmental standards. This not only helps businesses reduce their environmental footprint, but also appeals to eco-conscious consumers. Public engagement also extends to community initiatives. Across Singapore, residents participate in neighborhood cleanups, recycling programs, and zero-waste events. These grassroots efforts are crucial for building a sense of community and shared responsibility. By involving people at the local level, Singapore ensures that sustainability is not just a top-down mandate, but a bottom-up movement. Moreover, the government has made it easy for people to recycle by providing clear guidelines and accessible facilities. For instance, every residential block in Singapore has a recycling bin, and there are numerous drop-off points for items like e-waste and clothing. This convenience, combined with public education, has led to high participation rates in recycling programs. But it's not just about getting people to recycle, it's about changing mindsets. Singapore's campaigns emphasize the importance of reducing waste in the first place, rather than just relying on recycling. By encouraging people to buy only what they need, repair instead of replace, and think twice before throwing something away, Singapore is fostering a culture of sustainability that goes beyond waste management. Singapore's waste management success story isn't just a local achievement, it's a model for the world. As countries around the globe grapple with their own waste challenges, Singapore offers valuable lessons on how to build a sustainable future. So, what can other nations learn from Singapore's approach? First and foremost, Singapore's success underscores the importance of a comprehensive and integrated waste management system. It's not enough to simply collect and dispose of waste. The entire process, from production to disposal, needs to be carefully managed. This means implementing policies that promote waste reduction, investing in technology that enhances efficiency, and engaging the public to ensure widespread participation. Another key takeaway is the role of government in driving change. Singapore's government has been proactive in addressing waste issues, from implementing strict regulations to investing in infrastructure and technology. But it's not just about top-down mandates. The government has also worked to create a culture of sustainability by educating the public and encouraging businesses to adopt green practices. Singapore also demonstrates the power of technology in modern waste management. Smart systems, waste-to-energy plants, and advanced recycling technologies have all played a crucial role in reducing waste and maximizing resource use. For other countries, investing in these technologies could be the key to overcoming their own waste challenges. However, perhaps the most important lesson from Singapore is the need for adaptability. Waste management is not a one-size-fits-all solution. It requires continuous evaluation and adjustment to meet changing conditions. Singapore's willingness to innovate and adapt has been a significant factor in its success, and this flexibility is something that other countries should emulate. But while Singapore's model is impressive, it's not without challenges. The country still faces the issue of limited space, and as Semakau landfill nears capacity, finding long-term solutions remains a priority. Nevertheless, Singapore's approach offers a blueprint for how to build a sustainable waste management system that balances environmental, economic, and social considerations. Despite its successes, Singapore's waste management journey is far from over. The nation still faces significant challenges, particularly with its limited land space. Semakau landfill, the country's only landfill, is expected to reach full capacity by 2035. This looming deadline has sparked a sense of urgency as Singapore searches for new ways to manage its waste. One of the biggest challenges is finding alternative methods to dispose of waste that cannot be recycled or incinerated. While waste-to-energy incineration has been highly effective, it still produces ash that needs to be managed. Singapore has made strides in recycling incineration ash into NEWSand, but this solution alone may not be enough to completely offset the demand for landfill space. Another challenge is maintaining the momentum of public engagement. As the initial excitement around sustainability initiatives wanes, there is a risk that people may become complacent. Keeping the public motivated and committed to waste reduction will require ongoing education and innovative campaigns that resonate with Singaporeans. Furthermore, as Singapore continues to grow economically and demographically, the amount of waste generated is likely to increase. This growth will put additional pressure on the country's waste management infrastructure and require even greater efficiency and innovation to keep up. Singapore is also grappling with the global nature of the waste problem. While the country has made significant progress domestically, it is still affected by global waste trends, such as the influx of plastic waste from other countries. Navigating these challenges will require collaboration with international partners and continued leadership in global sustainability efforts. Looking ahead, Singapore is exploring new technologies and approaches to address these challenges. This includes the development of more advanced recycling methods, such as chemical recycling for plastics, as well as the potential for zero-waste initiatives that could further reduce the need for landfills. Additionally, Singapore is investigating ways to extend the life of Semakau landfill through innovative waste reduction techniques and partnerships with the private sector. Despite the challenges, Singapore's track record of success suggests that the nation is well equipped to tackle these issues head-on. The country's commitment to innovation, sustainability, and adaptability will undoubtedly play a crucial role in shaping the future of waste management in Singapore. As Singapore looks to the future, it's clear that innovation will be at the heart of its waste management strategy. The country is already exploring a range of cutting-edge technologies and initiatives designed to take its waste management system to the next level. One of the most exciting developments is the construction of the TUA's Nexus, a state-of-the-art integrated waste and water treatment facility. Set to be completed in the coming years, TUA's Nexus will be the first of its kind in the world, combining waste-to-energy incineration with water reclamation. This facility will not only handle the country's waste, but will also produce electricity and clean water, making it a key component of Singapore's sustainable future. Another area of innovation is in recycling. Singapore is investing in advanced recycling technologies that go beyond traditional methods. For example, the country is exploring the potential of chemical recycling, which can break down plastics into their original components, allowing them to be reused indefinitely. This technology could be a game changer for managing plastic waste, one of the most challenging types of waste to recycle. Singapore is also looking at ways to extend the life of Semakau landfill through the development of alternative materials like NEWSand. By recycling incineration ash into a usable product, Singapore is reducing its reliance on landfills and creating new opportunities for sustainable construction. In addition to technological innovations, Singapore is also focusing on building a circular economy, where waste is minimized and resources are reused and recycled. This includes initiatives to reduce food waste, promote sustainable packaging, and encourage businesses to adopt green practices. The government is working closely with the private sector to develop new solutions and create a more sustainable economy. As part of its Zero Waste Master Plan, Singapore aims to reduce the amount of waste sent to chemical landfill by 30% by 2030. This ambitious goal will require continued innovation, investment, and collaboration across all sectors of society. But if Singapore's past success is anything to go by, the country is well on its way to achieving it. In the final section, we'll reflect on the lessons learned from Singapore's waste management journey and the broader implications for the world. Singapore's journey in waste management is more than just a local success story. It's a testament to what can be achieved when a nation commits to sustainability. The lessons learned from Singapore's experience have far-reaching implications for countries around the world, particularly those grappling with similar challenges. One of the key takeaways is the importance of a holistic approach to waste management. Singapore's success didn't come from any single initiative or technology. It was the result of a comprehensive strategy that integrated policy, technology, public engagement, and innovation. For other countries, adopting a similarly integrated approach could be the key to addressing their own waste challenges. Another important lesson is the role of government leadership. Singapore's government has been proactive in setting the agenda for waste management, implementing strict regulations, and providing the necessary infrastructure and support for sustainable practices. This top-down approach, combined with strong public engagement, has been crucial in driving change. The global implications of Singapore's experience are particularly relevant as the world faces increasing environmental challenges. As more countries seek to reduce their environmental impact and move towards a circular economy, Singapore's model offers valuable insights into how to build a sustainable waste management system that balances economic growth with environmental responsibility. However, it's also important to recognize that Singapore's approach is not without its challenges. The country still faces the issue of limited space, and as Semakau landfill nears capacity, finding long-term solutions will remain a priority. Nevertheless, Singapore's experience demonstrates that with the right combination of innovation, policy, and public engagement, even the most daunting challenges can be overcome. As the world looks to the future, Singapore's journey offers hope and inspiration. It shows that it is possible to build a sustainable future, even in the face of significant challenges. And as more countries take up the mantle of sustainability, the lessons learned from Singapore will continue to resonate around the globe. So, what do you think? Could your city benefit from Singapore's approach to waste management? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Check out the videos appearing on your screen right now for more insights and stories from the world of technology. This is the AI Lib. Stay tuned.